A massive game up next for Manchester United. Return to Premier League action, where Manchester United have really got to step up their game in the Premier League and move further away from the bottom half of the Premier League, because it's been a really poor start for Manchester United to the Premier League season. Cup competitions have gone very well for Manchester United this year. 4 wins out of 4 in cup competitions, but in the Premier League, Manchester United have yet to really get anywhere in the league. So we go into this game now, massive game against Arsenal. Always look forward to this game over the years, but in recent years it hasn't been had the edge to it maybe that it had in the early years of the Premier League. But I've still really loved this game, and there's been times where Manchester United have had some fantastic wins against these. We've had some really bad defeats as well that have been an absolute kick in the bollocks for me. But it is great. I love it when we beat Arsenal, and hopefully we can get 3 points again this weekend. But it's going to be a very difficult game for Manchester United. Even though Arsenal have been up and down, 3 wins I think and 3 draws and 3 defeats for Arsenal. They've lost a couple of games recently against the likes of Man City and Leicester City in the Premier League. And I mean, I don't know what to really make of Arsenal so far. Arteta's done a decent job, but a lot of the players are still the same players that were there before under the previous regime and managers. So I'll be interested to see how they do going forward. They've brought in a couple of new addition in defence this summer in Gabriel, which has looked a decent signing for them. They've also brought in Partey in midfield, who's probably going to be a quality midfield player for Arsenal, which is 2 positions they really needed probably to strengthen. But I don't see Arsenal really pushing for, I mean, the best that Arsenal could probably push for this season would be, a good season would be getting in the Champions League and potentially winning the Europa League. That would be a good season for Arsenal. They're quite a way adrift for me of still winning the Premier League, but the Premier League is a much open league this year. If Arsenal win this game, they're going to shoot back up the league. If they win 3, 4, 5 games in a row, they'll shoot up the league, just like Manchester United will. So this is a massive game for both clubs, because if Arsenal lose this, they've already lost 4 games this season, and Manchester United can't afford to lose a 3rd home game this season already. That would be horrendous start to the season at home for Manchester United in the league. But we do go into this in confident mood, because we beat Leipzig very comfortably in the end, 5-0, and that should give Manchester United a lot of confidence going forward in this game. Players scoring goals again. We've seen Martial finally get off the score sheet this season, although he can't play in this one, but hopefully that goal will give him the confidence. Greenwood getting himself back along the goals. We know how lethal he can be for Manchester United. And Marcus Rashford putting in 3 lethal finishes in that second half, and he's on fire at the moment. He's getting better and better. I think he scored something like 33 goals in his last 50 odd games for Manchester United, and that is pretty much, if that was over one football league season, then you play about 50-55 games as a player for Manchester United with all the cup competitions if you don't get injured. And 33 odd goals and a handful of assists would be, if he done that, if he continues that form throughout this season and gets roughly that 30 odd goals, that would be a really good season for Marcus Rashford. It really would. He's improving massively over the last 12 to 18 months. His goal tally has massively increased lately. I personally didn't see this sort of goal tally ever being something for Marcus Rashford. I've always seen him being sort of the 15-20 goal a season man. A bit like Wayne Rooney, to be honest, was sort of a 15-25 goal a season man, and did occasionally chip in when he was played as that main centre forward with 30-35 goals, Wayne Rooney, but he didn't get that consistently every season. He got sort of 15 to 17 league goals, and that's sort of where I saw Marcus Rashford being sort of a 15 league goal a season man. Can he hit that 20 goal barrier this season in the league? It's going to be difficult. He's only got 2 league goals already, but he has got 7 in all competitions, so he could easily hit the 25-30 goal mark in all competitions. And if he could get 20 league goals this season, it would be a massive season for him. And with the Euros at the end, it gives that bit more incentive to go out there and perform well for England as well. So he's going to obviously start this game at the weekend with Martial out injured. So are we going to change too much from that win over Leipzig? I do think certain players will drop out and change. He has been rotating the side quite a bit lately. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, after the lockdown, we did see for a while, the same starting lineup picked week after week for a long period of time. It did maybe it did become a bit stale, but I believe that there will be changes to this starting lineup. The back four will probably pretty much pick itself for now, because Telles is out with coronavirus and David Hale will obviously remain in goal. So it'll be Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Shaw probably at the back. Now it's midfield where there's probably going to be changes. Will he keep the 4-4-2 diamond for Manchester United? If he does keep that 4-4-2 diamond, which a lot of people want to see, that I do like a two-striker system. At times, I would like to see that a lot more in the Premier League. I really did like that over the years. Manchester United had some good partnerships up front. We've played a lot of decent players, obviously up front over the years, but we've had some really good partnerships up front. Obviously, Cole and York were a great partnership. We've seen at times Rooney and Van Nistelrooy up front. We've seen other combinations. We've seen Rooney and Saha up front. We've seen Rooney and Tevez up front. We've seen a lot of different combinations up front. We've seen one striker systems as well. We're playing Wayne Rooney up front, maybe Ronaldo out wide, or maybe Rooney out wide and Tevez in that position as well. So we haven't always played it, even when we've had two strikers. Sometimes players have played in wider areas and that over the years, because a lot of the time nowadays teams seem to go with that one centre number 9 and two wide forwards. But I do, as I say, I do like a two-striker system. It's worked quite well over the years for a lot of teams, and it's nice to see it again. And I think if Manchester United can play that in this game, we'd probably have Greenwood and Rashford this time more as the two centre forwards. Martial obviously banned for this one, so it'd be a little bit different. I can't personally see Cavani starting this game, and after Greenwood come off in that game against Leipzig after around 60, I think it was 63 minutes on the clock, I would expect that is an indication that he could potentially be starting this game, because we need Greenwood. He's lethal in around that penalty area, really lethal, and that was his first Champions League goal from his first shot in the Champions League for Manchester United. It's only his second game in the Champions League after that PSG game a couple of years ago, and he only played about 10 minutes in that. So really excited to see what Greenwood and Rashford could do as a front two. That would be exciting for me. They're both really deadly at this moment in time. As I said, I didn't see them lethal finishes that Rashford's getting now, like he did against Leipzig. I didn't really see them finishes coming, to be honest. I didn't think he's going to be that lethal a forward, but you never know. Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't the most lethal of finishes when he come to Manchester United and worked on his game. And when he was about 22, 23, that was when he really flourished for Manchester United. And I think that we may be seeing that with Marcus Rashford. He's not going to probably never hit the heights of Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, we don't expect that. That would be ludicrous to think he can. But if he could go half to what Cristiano Ronaldo's career has been for Manchester United, then we would have one hell of a footballer on our hands, and we do have one hell of a footballer in Marcus Rashford. The midfield is going to be a bit of a conundrum what he goes for there. I think he'll bring Bruno Fernandes back in, probably playing at the tip of the diamond if he goes for this diamond formation, which I do quite like it at times. And then if he goes for the other two, it'll probably be Fred. I mean, it might be Fred and McTominay, but I would go for Fred and Pogba in there. I thought Pogba looked a lot more back to his best in that game against Leipzig and was instrumental in Manchester United scoring their first goal in that game. So it looks like he's getting back to full fitness and everything else. He did start the season a bit rusty, did Paul Pogba, because he had coronavirus and whatnot. So, but this is going to be a difficult game for Manchester United. I really do believe that. I'm not too sure how Arteta will set up for this game, but they've got some really good players in their team still. Arsenal, I mean, Aubameyang, since signing his new contract, hasn't really flourished for Arsenal. I think he's only got one Premier League goal this season so far, but we know Aubameyang is an absolute quality player. But they have a lot of quality in their attacking positions, Arsenal. The likes of Pepe getting on the score sheet against Dundalk, that would probably have done his confidence the world of good. They've obviously got the likes of Saka as well in there, who can play in the attacking positions. Does also play as wing back and left back at times as well. And they've got other quality players as well. Some quite good young players coming through as well, Arsenal. So I'm expecting a really difficult game, and I mean, someone's got to win this game. this game cannot possibly be a draw, surely not. I mean, Manchester United desperately need the 3 points, Arsenal desperately need the 3 points. So Arsenal have really got to have a go. I mean, Arsenal would probably still take a draw if you offered it to them because it is away from home. That was a bit what I felt with Chelsea last weekend, that they were probably happy to come away with the draw more so than Manchester United. But both teams really do need to win this game to cement their position, really, to not get too far adrift of the chasing pack, because at some point in time some of the other teams are going to put some consistency together, and we don't want to get too far behind even a Champions League spot this season. We want to be a lot closer this season. Last season it wasn't until the second part of the season that we really flourished, and I don't want that this season. We are 15th in the league at this present moment. We've really got to start putting some wins together, but I'm quietly confident that Manchester United can get the job done. After watching Arsenal in the league the last few games, they've not really been scoring a lot of goals. They really lacked that creativity last time out against Leicester City, which probably Ozil would have been able to have provided maybe a little bit of. I'm not too sure why they haven't even put him in the Premier League squad this season, or the Europa League squad. For me, that is absolutely madness completely, because he's surely better than some of the other options that they maybe have in and around the squad. But that was the decision of the manager, and they had to obviously go with that. But I think that little bit of quality in midfield on his day is still a fantastic player, Ozil, and they probably missed that in midfield to get it through to the forwards, because I didn't actually see the actual game against Leicester City, but what I saw from the highlights and what a lot of people were saying, there wasn't really that creativity in midfield to get it, and I don't think Aubameyang had too many chances in that game. Did have a couple of chances, but maybe it wasn't his day. But they aren't scoring the amount of goals that they normally are, Arsenal, which is a bit of a worry for them. But hopefully that remains the same against Manchester United at the weekend, and Manchester United get the job done. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Manchester United win this game 2-1. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding this game. How do you think Manchester United should line up to try and beat Arsenal in this game? Let me know your thoughts. Like the video. And if you're watching this on Facebook, please do hit the share button, and also head over to All Things Man United on YouTube. If you're watching it on there, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll talk to you all again soon.